Hey, my box from FedEx is finally here. Been waiting for it for a few days. I ordered this online from the folks at Snake River Farms. I ordered it so I can practice for a big contest coming up in Lubbock, Texas. And I want to do my very best. I've been a little bit rusty, not having competed for a few months, so I need to kind of brush up my game and do a practice session. I'm going to practice on a real brisket that I'm actually going to be cooking at a contest, which is the Snake River Farms Wagyu Black Grade, one of the best briskets in the world. Come along and we'll show you guys how we prep and cook a competition brisket. So when you buy a brisket from Snake River Farm or any meat for that matter, they really carefully pack it in a insulated box here. You can see it's beautifully packed in dry ice. So the dry ice is designed to sort of evaporate by the time it gets to you. I get a nice little giveaway bag. That's really nice of the folks at Snake River. Here's the Snake River Farm Black brisket. Oh my god, this is really heavy. And this is a humongo brisket. It's a 22.5 pound brisket. I'll show you guys how we set up a Smoky Mountain 18 for competition, together with the way we place the wood chunks, how we set the 18 up with a blower system, and how we cook it to perfection. Here's the leftover dry ice. I'm gonna have some fun and create a nice smoky effect. This is actually the Yeti cooler I won a couple of years ago in Texas Tech. It's about one of the 75-80 teams there. Lucky enough to finish reserve champion. My brisket did really well, so I'm going to repeat the same exercise. I'm going to take it to Lubbock, Texas in a couple of months, but I need a practice run. I'm going to share with you the tips of how I cook competition brisket, including all the black belt tips on how to set up a Weber Smoky Mountain. It's getting nice and warm in there, I guess. Basically, all the brisket, it's a little bit frozen, so I just want to get in some cold water here and let it warm up so that I can cook it. For the competition brisket that we're cooking today on the Snake River Farm Black, we're going to use a combination of 3 injections mixed together. These were the 3 that I liked from my previous shootout on the best brisket injections. We have the Butcher Barbecue, Cosmos Smokehouse Reserve Blend, and then the Okie Smoky 180 brisket. Now, put a couple of chunks of wood to kind of give it some shape here so that it will cook evenly. And what you do is you cram the brisket between the 2 handles like so. Just wedge it in. So. The brisket has crusted up after about 5 hours, and we can tell that the crust has set because if we scratch it, the rub does not come off. We're going to apply some beef broth before we wrap it in the foil. Or 1 can of Campbell's beef broth is good. Alright, the brisket is nicely wrapped and is ready to be cooked for another few more hours until it becomes probe tender, where the internal temperature is anywhere from about 195 all the way to 215 degrees. It's about 90% done based on feel, about just 10% based on temperature, so don't rely on temperature, but go ahead and probe it and then pull it when it's ready. I'll show you how that looks when it's ready. Alright, with a cook time of total of 11 hours, the Snake River Wagyu brisket is done. Remember, I always told you guys, don't rely on temperature, rely on the feel. So what I like to try to do is to try to poke it in a few places. Oh, that's beautiful. That's right here is perfect. So the consistency you want to feel is kind of like you're poking through peanut butter. Today, this brisket is around 209-ish. It's 205 over here. This side is around 209. And on this end here is 208, and smack right in the middle, it's about 205. So you can see that temperature is not a good guide. A black belt trick I'm going to teach you is that I like to probe in 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the center. Right, to make sure that there are no hard spots throughout the brisket. This is absolutely perfect. If you had a jar of peanut butter, you take this thing and you poke your peanut butter and get the feel of it. I would say the peanut butter should not be warm, it should be cool. And then you poke your peanut butter, get the feel of it, and then you poke this thing. That would be about the right amount of feel. Since it's now done, we want to make sure there's no residual cooking. So what I like to try to do is I cut it open to let it vent and let it rest for a few hours. So, and when you cut the foil, be careful. Don't make sure that you don't have any shards or shads of foil. You don't want to get disqualified in the contest because there's a foreign object rule. Alright, so I call this the alien flap because I'm a fan of the movie Aliens, and just remember the scene as you go in viewer before the thing jumps on your face. That's kind of how it looks like. And I let it rest. At this point in time, it's important to make sure there's no residual cooking by making sure that the temperature drops to 170 before you put it away. So we'll let it cool down, rest, and let the brisket get happy before we slice it up to show you how a Wagyu brisket tastes like. Alright, brisket is ready, and we're going to go ahead and defat it and cut it up for you to have a taste test here. I use the defatter from Amazon. This will allow you to get the jus out. Now it's very important after you cook brisket to let it rest. I'm a big fan of letting a brisket rest for a few hours before you cut into it. That way, you know, the brisket has a chance to calm down. Let it settle so that the oil will go to the top. Alright, here's the brisket. Shrunk quite a lot, about 50%. First thing you want to do is get one of these knives. This is a Grafton edge slicer, about 12 inches. It's got little dimples here that the meat doesn't drag. First thing I like to do is to get some of the jus into a pan like so. The fat stays up here and then the jus stays down here, like so. What we want to try to do is hydrate the brisket. It's been cooking, sitting for a while here. Put some water, hydrate it. Some jus on the surface. Just like that. Remove the point from the flat, like so. Cut it off. I'm going to take a slice off the middle of the point muscle. Show you how the slice looks like here. Alright, see how juicy this thing is? Absolutely gorgeous. And it's got the proper tenderness. Look at that. It drapes nicely. And if you pull it, it just comes apart just like butter. Just like that. And a beautifully pronounced smoke ring. Here's the point. Cut some of the burn ends here. It feels jiggly. Out here, beautiful bark on both sides. So it came out really well. Very happy with my practice run with the Snake River Black here. ready for my contest in Texas against 100+ teams. Let me give it a taste test and see. Tenderness is absolutely perfect, color is perfect, and look at that, look at that brisket. Super tender, perfectly cooked, and it's got an accordion pull, so when you pull it, it should just folds like an accordion, and then you just gently tug it and it falls apart just again. That's perfect tenderness. Let's give it a taste test. Absolutely gorgeous smoke ring, right? Really good beef. Wow, that is a good brisket. I'm happy with this brisket. And here's the point. Picking the pieces for the judging box is very important. Okay, this is a good one. Right here. Let's actually dredge in the jus a little bit. I may also sauce it a little bit on the surface with my spaghetti sauce, but just for my practice run, don't need to do that. Man, that is a spot on brisket point. If I can replicate what I did here in Texas for the contest against 100 teams, I would be happy. So, very successful test. Hopefully you picked up some tips here from me, how I cook my competition brisket. I have a dozen different competition recipes, and if you watch the internet, I cook with some YouTubers out in Dallas, Texas. We did hot and fast. There's the multi-stage cook also. There's also the low and slow, and there's ultra low slow and combinations between. Showed you a lot of the black belt tricks. I hope this will up your game, because remember, as Harry ups his game, he's gonna up your game. I think I'm have enough practice now with Snake River Farm Black, ready for my contest in Texas. So please go ahead and like and subscribe this video, and if there are other videos you want me to make, go ahead and send me a note. I'll go ahead and add it to my list of videos. In my head, it's actually exploding with a lot of information and tests that I want to do. So when I'm a curious guy and I find the answer and I pass it to you, you too will up your game. All right, so please like, subscribe, and share. Tell all your friends about my channel, and plenty more videos coming your way soon.